Hello everyone, and welcome to Titanfall, a game about titans that fall. Today we will be visiting the 2016 Titanfall 2 campaign experience, a tale about the adventures of an unlikely companionship between a veteran titan and a quick-witted rifleman. I will be making this into a series. No, this time I will complete this video series and not just leave it at the first video. How can I be so sure? Because Titanfall equals fun. And so, without further ado,
let's do this.
Upon starting a new campaign, most people wouldn't know what a pilot is. Just what is a pilot? What makes them different? Respawn, the game devs, knew just how to tell the difference between a run-of-the-mill grunt and a pilot.
Of all the things I've seen on the battlefields of the frontier, the pilot is the true dominant force. Fast and agile. Graceful, yet devastating. Perceptive, resourceful, and relentless. A pilot sees the world differently. Sheer walls become flanking routes. Pilots fight differently. Experienced in deception and maneuver, even overwhelming odds shift in their favor. But what truly separates the pilot from all the grunts and machines of the battlefield is the bond between a pilot and a titan. When linked to a Titan, a pilot can only be stopped by overwhelming force, or an equal. Now, I serve as a rifleman in the militia, fighting to free the frontier. I'm a long way from becoming a pilot. But when that day comes, I hope I can live up to the honor.
And with that, we are introduced to our first pilot and mentor, Captain Ty Lastimosa.
Here we go, Rifleman Cooper.
Let's hit pause for a second, catch you up to a speed. Right now, the story speaks of two factions. The Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation, or the IMC, is a company that basically mirrors the average Factorio player. Exploit exoplanet resources to make polluting factories that earn them money. Pretty simple. The people living on those exoplanets didn't like this. So they made a pact to defend their homes, and boom, the Frontier Militia was born. The frontier being the region of space that they lived in. Fast forward to now, we play as Jack Cooper, a rifleman of the 41st Rifle Battalion of the Marauder Corps, a unit of the Frontier Militia. This is where our story begins.
Hell. Ship must have power cycled the sim pod since last time. We'll have to recalibrate it.
So as you can see, we are in some sort of simulation pod. This is where we learn the basics of Titanfall 2. You will also notice these images on the screen. This is an input overlay. Since Titanfall 2 is a techie movement shooter, I thought it would be handy if you could see the movement system in action. By the way, if you just want to skip the tutorial, go ahead and click to this timestamp. There isn't much I can comment on in the tutorial, so if you're just here for the funny ha-has, skip to here.
Not quite the same as a Titan link, but it's similar. To learn new skills, we need to be in the right state of mind.
Much better. Technically, I'm not supposed to be training you, but in you I see potential. Besides, we're at war. Who's got time for classes, eh? Here you go, up and over. Let's pick up the pace, enabling jump kit assist. Jump kits operate on the principle of relaxed stability. Once your jump kit calibrates to your movement style, enhanced mobility becomes second nature. beautiful, isn't it? Inspired by my home planet of Harmony. This is where I grew up. This is what we're fighting for, Cooper. A world that's not metal and smoke. The freedom to live in peace and prosperity. Let's make sure your jump kit is primed. Basic wall run here. Give it a try. Good. Now you're moving. Under here, stay low. Simple double jump. Follow the ghost. We've retaken over a quarter of frontier space since the Battle of Demeter. Militia's better organized now. More people join every day to fight the IMC. People like you. We used to just run and hide from them. But now, we chase them. In combat, things never go as you expect. You must be ready to use any weapon you can find on the field. These are just a few of the weapons I've come across out there. Time to hit the range. Load your weapon. Use a different weapon this time. Grab another one off the rack. Good. Practice more if you want, then head to the gauntlet. All right, got a new gauntlet for you to run today. Hard time is 2 minutes. Gotta do better than that to continue. Follow the ghost or find your own path.
Now that Lastimosa has taught us the basics, I'm gonna show you just why I love this game. We're gonna pick up the EVA automatic shotgun, some frag grenades, and take flight.
Nice run. See the results board on the wall? You set a new best time. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, so be sure to run this a few times with different weapons. Look at the results board for more tips on how to improve. Now that you're warmed up, if you want a real challenge, you can race against other pilot ghosts. Word of warning though, the pilots who recorded these ghosts are the best in the SRS. If you can beat them, you'll be on your way to being a real pilot. Go ahead and run the gauntlet as much as you want. When you're done, I've got something special to show you. All done with the gauntlet?
I'm ready to see what's next.
Good. You're gonna like this. It's time you learn the other half of being a pilot. The Titan. Let's go call one in.
It's about time. I'm ready.
That's the spirit. But first, we're gonna need a little more space. That's my partner, BT. He's a Vanguard class. Homegrown militia technology. The first Titan chassis we designed ourselves. One we didn't have to steal from the IMC. Go ahead, Rifleman. Call on your first Titan. Look up to the sky. There he is. All right, Rifleman. Sounds like it's about to hit the fan. I'm pulling you out.
Powering down all non-essential systems.
Cooper, ready up.
Easy, Cole. He just left VR. He needs a minute to decompress. He'll be ready to go. Trust me. Yes, sir. Heads up. They're killing us. Trying to, anyway. Good session in there. You'll get the hang of it someday. We'll make a pilot out of you yet, Rifleman. But not today. No time.
Lastimosa.
Anderson,
You son of a bitch. See you down there.
we're going to see a new planet today. Maybe even die on it. See you down there, Rifleman. Good luck.
Get your ass out of the sim pod, Cooper. Meet at the dropship.
Welcome back, anyone who decided to skip the tutorial. Based upon my performance in the tutorial, the game thinks I can just about handle hard difficulty. Well, this is where the fun begins, my friends, as we will be taking on master difficulty in this playthrough. So buckle in, boys and girls, it's time to die a lot. Title screen plays, we crash, get injected with crack, and let loose onto the planet of Typhon. So we start doing the only thing we know, and start shooting. After fighting through a bunch of robots called Spectres, we hear Lastimosa about to Titanfall to give us a hand.
I got a fix on your location. On my way.
No!
And his name is John C.
And so we are rescued by Lastimosa and then injected with even more crack. Also, he gets wrecked. We are then introduced to our Australian antagonist, Blisk, and also this thing known as the Ark.
BT. Transfer authorization to new pilot. Link. Bravo Tango 7274. Cooper, take my Titan. Use my helmet and my jump kit. This is the real thing. Take care of him.
Well, crap. With Lastimosa KIA, we now are the last man standing of this battalion. We don't know much of the world we are on, but we know that it is important enough that the militia would risk this catastrophe of a battle. All we are left with is Lastimosa's pilot kit and BT. Now, BT isn't looking great, and we're gonna need him combat ready in order to survive. Luckily, all we need are batteries, so we go hunting for some batteries. I hate this bit. Finally, we have eyes on the battery. Let's grab it and get it back to BT. let's talk about movement. Moving in Titanfall is pretty easy. Just hit W to go forward, S to go back, A to go left, and D to go right. You can also jump using the spacebar. Now this game was built on the Source engine, the same one used to make this absolute legend. The thing about the Source engine is that the physics behind anything that moves is acceleration based. That means when you want to go forward, the game applies a force on you instead of translating you like in modern day games. Translating something is the equivalent of the game engine picking it up and then putting it in the new location. The game devs made a timeline altering mistake that has forever changed movement shooters. When you are in the air, the game applies a small amount of force, or as physicists call it, impulse, to allow some aerial maneuvering. Of course, to stop people from holding down the W key and just accelerate in the air to high speed, they capped the impulse length. But they didn't cap the impulse length of strafing left and right. This really wasn't an issue when the devs made the game. If you went at speed left or right, you can't see where you're going, so it wasn't broken. But then, players found out something. Let's say you are moving forward in the air, and then hit A. Visualizing this on an axis, X being left and right, while Y being backwards and forwards, you would start accelerating left in the X-axis. This new acceleration is perpendicular to the Y-axis, so it doesn't affect your forward velocity. Now, let's say you let go of the A key. You are left with two perpendicular velocities, say 10 meters per second forward and 5 meters per second to the left. Using Pythagoras' theorem, we find that the sum of these two velocities is 11.1 meters per second at 22.6 degrees to the positive y-axis. Now you perform the very complex move of moving your mouse 22.6 degrees to the left. That's right, you are 1.1 meters per second faster. Rotation does not affect your momentum. You have straight up strafed in the air. You could also airstrafe in other Source games, such as the other TF2 or Apex Legends, but Titanfall was the first game where airstrafing and other Source movement tech became part of the core gameplay, and it played right into the concept of the game. You're resourceful, fast, agile, you're graceful and experienced in maneuver. You are a pilot. Time to chuck the battery into BT.
Power at 2/3. Data core reinitialized. Ocular system online. Adjusting focus. Are you all right, pilot?
I think so. Wait, did you just call me pilot?
Yes. The late Captain Lastimosa gave you the provisional rank of acting pilot. Congratulations on your promotion. You may call me BT.
BT. Got it.
Turns out BT needs another battery to fully boot up because he doesn't have an SSD. Finally. After putting in the second battery, we hop in, fight off some enemy infantry, and face our first Titan.
Titanfall detected. We will have to fight our way to safety. Get ready.
Great. Just gotta kill a few bad guys.
Ow, 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 ow!
Enemy Titan down. Only chance of survival is to uphold our mission of rendezvousing with Major Anderson. Until then, you and I are on our own. Marking your HUD.